freedom. There are people who want you to see our country as a nation of us against them, people who want to scare you, who want to rule you, people who'd have you believe that books are dangerous and assault rifles are safe, that there's a right way to worship and a wrong way to love. Because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream. And let us choose the sweet promise of tomorrow over the bitter return to yesterday. We won't go back. We won't be set back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back. So, let us choose. Let us choose truth. Let us choose honor. And let us choose joy. Because that's the best of America. We're all Americans. And together, let's all choose Kamala Harris.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about Oprah, who was last seen shilling for the Democrats at the Democratic National Convention.
Oh, poor thing. She's so oppressed.
I've seen racism and sexism and income inequality. I've been on the receiving end of it.
What? You're literally a black female with a net worth of $3 billion. Her property portfolio alone worth more than $500 million. She was already earning $30 million a year in her 30s. And by the time her TV show ended in 2011, she was making $315 million a year. That's $10 a second. Charges around $2.5 million just to give a speech. If Oprah's success was impacted by income inequality, discrimination based on sexism and racism, I'd like to see what her net worth would be if it hadn't. She's been in the top 0.1% nearly her entire adult life as a female black woman, and she's still got the nerve to tell you sexism and racism held her back.
Now, the reason why Oprah is in the news and she's facing some backlash, well, it's because Oprah, like a lot of these people who are shilling for Democrats, they were not really in line with the modern day Democrat Party too long ago, but all of a sudden they've decided that because of Trump and Trump derangement, we have to get on board with things that we might not necessarily believe, right? Like, for example, Oprah once thanked her dying mom for not aborting her. Now she says there's no American dream without it, right? She talks about freedom, which has become a rallying call or really a dog whistle towards feminist women to let them know that, hey, we're fighting for your right to an abortion, and it is necessary for women's equality. Okay, so the Democrats no longer are safe, legal, and rare when it comes to their stance on abortion. It is, well, if you don't allow us to get abortions on demand, then you don't believe in equality for women. Okay, you're against our freedom. Now, Oprah, again, once thanked her mom for not aborting her, okay? And the fact that she's alive is because her mom made a decision to not do what she's basically pushing other women to do, right? This is what she said in 2018. She says, what I said was, thank you, because I know it's been hard for you. It was hard for you as a young girl having a baby in Mississippi, no education, no training, no skills. 17, you get pregnant with this baby. Lots of people would have told you to give that baby away. Lots of people would have told you to abort that baby. You didn't do that. I know that was hard. I want you to know that no matter what, I know that you always did the best you knew how to do. And look how it turned out. Yeah, again, so Oprah has went from that message to a completely different message on behalf of the Democrat Party, because apparently in order to be a part of the Democrat Party, you have to sell your soul, right? And it seems as if that is what Oprah has done. Not only has she kind of flipped on abortion, right? But she also has flipped on Trump. Like a lot of these people at the DNC, a lot of these people that you saw on stage, yeah, they used to like Trump, right? But now they all kind of hate Trump because they were told by the Democrat Party to hate Trump. And this is something that Elon Musk picked up on. And he actually put out this tweet. Okay, he retweeted another video from Defiant Ales, kind of showing how Oprah, again, like a lot of these people that shield for Democrats, they used to love Trump, but now all of a sudden they hate him because Democrats told them that's what they have to do.
You know, various celebrities in New York, because it was the opening concert in New York, and there were all kinds of celebrities, very, very famous people coming in to be seated, and that when you were seated, you got the loudest applause. People stood up and roared and cheered when you walked in. Why is that? What is this fascination?
I don't know. Maybe I should be a rock star. By the way,
they thought you were going to moonwalk.
He was great. I have to say. No, I did get I don't know why. I really don't know why. I wish I could pinpoint it. I wish I could really tell you why. But I think I've done a good job in New York, and I've done a charitable job in a sense. And Trump Tower has become such a success, and it's as you and I were discussing, it's become the #1 attraction in New York, Trump Tower. And I think people recognize it. New York people are really proud of it, and people.
So you've sort of become like a folk hero. I mean, people. There's someone in this audience. I was reading the audience list. Some man who's a businessman. You can tell me who you are later. Who went to New York and just wanted to stand by your building, hoping some of the luck would run off.
Is that true? Is he in this audience?
He's in this audience.
We have to find him.
Yeah.
We have to
and so. How do you explain that? Or is there an explanation?
I believe that you make your own luck to a large extent. Well, the word luck is a very important word, very important. There's no more important word than luck, but you can help create or help make your own luck. I walk down the street a lot of times, and people will touch me, and they'll grab for me, and I used to really be insulted because I'm a private guy. I'd say, geez, that's horrible. You know, somebody punches you in the arm a little bit. And, you know, you're just walking down the street. And then ultimately, I became, in a sense, honored by that because people are really looking for something. Unfortunately, I don't think that has any effect. I don't think it works. I think you have to go out and really work hard and do well, and you have to have the ability.
Wow. So, again, it's amazing how all of a sudden when Trump decides to run, these people, now they hate Trump, right? They can't stand Trump, right? Trump, the worst thing ever. When back then they loved the guy. Now, I don't think that Trump has changed at all, okay? But apparently these people have changed, okay? Because that is not the only clip of Oprah seemingly having a good relationship with Trump and Trump having a good relationship with Oprah. But now all of a sudden things are different.
Just live large. He lives really on top of the world. He is the American dream. We had to see it for ourselves. So we sent one of our producers to spend a whirlwind day in the life of Donald. There's a vibe, there's an indescribable it factor that, I don't think you can teach. They don't teach it in the Wharton School of Business. It's not something you can even learn. There's just an it. Wouldn't you say, Donald?
That's true, folks. And I will tell you, I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and I will say that I am sitting next to it. There is nobody ever, that has had it.
But if you did run for president, you believe you'd win?
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined. I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing. This country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been.
You have a vice president?
So again, it's so funny to me how Trump back then was saying the exact same things he's saying now. Like, he literally hasn't changed. Maybe he was more humble back then, right? I think Trump was a little bit more humble back then. That's what it sounds like. But he's saying the exact same things, but all of a sudden now he's a racist, right? Now he's a bigot. Now he is the worst thing ever. Now he is Hitler. But back then he wasn't Hitler. It's almost as if the hatred for Trump has to do with the fact that he's a Republican, okay, and that he's running against Democrats more so than the things that he says, because this guy was saying the exact same things back then. They knew who he was, and they loved him. Amazing. But now they can't comprehend why half the country loves Trump or is America first or whatever. They can't comprehend it when they were one of these people that, again, adored Trump, that were supporters of Trump in regards to, him being a businessman or whatever, but they definitely did not speak bad about him as a person, right? It was nothing but positive things about him as a person, right? And I think that is very telling.
Presidential candidate in mind?
Well, I really haven't gotten quite there yet.
It's
I
about,
guess
it's just
Oprah. I love Oprah. Oprah would always be my first choice.
Oprah.
Wow.
Oprah. You're
wow. Again, this is the guy that they said is racist. This dude was thinking about picking a black woman to be his VP before Joe Biden decided to do so, right? Before Joe Biden, okay? Back then, Joe Biden was palling around with the KKK, and Trump was talking about making a black woman his VP. But again, this is supposed to be some flaming racist. You would have to be a fool to fall for this nonsense, okay? All these black people loved Trump back in the day. Crazy how now all of a sudden he's a racist. You know what also is crazy is that, again, these people used to love Trump, but now they hate Trump. However, they can't comprehend somebody like J.D. Vance, not being a fan of Trump and then liking Trump, right? So for them, they can totally reconcile loving Trump, going from loving him to hating him, even though he hasn't really changed at all, okay, in regards to who he is as a person. The only thing that changed is that he ran as a Republican. But they cannot comprehend J.D. Vance saying, hey, I don't necessarily like this guy that much, to J.D. Vance seeing his policies for this country and really getting to know the guy and saying, okay, he's not what I thought he was. I was wrong, right? They can't comprehend that, but they're totally fine and they can reconcile hating the guy after loving him. Again, it's amazing.
Competitor, right?
Oprah's a competitor.
You know what?
No
I'll tell you, she's really a great woman, though. She is a terrific woman. She's somebody that's very special. I have not even thought about it. I guess we'll see.
Donald Trump has released a book where he's published letters that he's received over the years. One of your letters is front and center.
I heard about that.
Okay, back in 2000, you wrote him, "Too bad we're not running for office. What a team."
I think he'd written a book and said that he wanted me to be his running mate.
If he decided to run.
If he decided to run. And when I heard that this letter is now going to be a part of a book, I thought, oh, wasn't that nice of me to write a note? That's what I thought. Because I'm always like, oh, I should write a note. The person did this, or I should write a note. So I'm really happy that I wrote a note.
It just shows you have good manners, but you're not thinking you and Donald Trump would be a team.
No.
You weren't thinking it then?
I might have thought it back then. I might have thought it 23 years ago. Yes.
Are you thinking that today?
No, I'm not thinking it today. You want to clear that up, right?
Okay.
I feel that a lot of things are on the line, a lot of things are at stake. The freedoms that I have enjoyed, the successes that I have enjoyed, I feel that they're on the line and at stake in this moment. And I think there's the bottom line for me is that decency and respect are on the ballot. But we are beyond ridiculous tweets and lies and foolery. These are complicated times, people, and they require adult conversation.
The same type of conversations that you were having with Trump back in the day, right? That clearly you didn't have an issue having, but now all of a sudden you got an issue. But I can tell you right now, if you're talking about the need for an adult conversation, Kamala Harris cannot have an adult conversation, okay? I cannot imagine Kamala Harris sitting down at the table with Vladimir Putin or Kim Jong-un or Xi Jinping and having an adult conversation, okay? I don't think that she would be treated like an adult. I think they would be thinking of her as a child, right? They would smell the weakness on her as she laughs with anxiety doing negotiations or talks, right? I'm just saying, the people that are currently in office right now are not the adults, okay? They're not the adults.
No, this is true. The decency and respect are on the ballot in 2024.
Yeah, and it's not Kamala, it's not the Democrats. But hey, these people, man, I'm not surprised to see it, okay? Just like the cackling hands on The View, Whoopi, Joy Behar, they all love this man. He has not changed at all as a person. He was the same guy back then that he is today. And the only thing that has changed is his political affiliation. But it really shows you guys how fake a lot of these people are. And also how people will throw away relationships and friendships over politics, right? I don't think that you should throw away friendship or relationship because of a difference in politics, right? I just don't believe in that. I don't think that's something that is healthy for this country. But this is what you're saying during the Trump years, is that all these people who clearly had strong relationships with Trump, like, for example, Oprah, you just throw that all away because you want to be a part of the club, right? You want to be a part of the Democrat Party, right? These people value the DNC and the Democrat agenda more so than they value their own relationships and friendships and connections. And that, to me, is the saddest part about this. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.